feel like I would get in the way of what the music's about if I identified myself with it too much. Because then it becomes music by this person. And the whole idea of it is to be between worlds, or between music, between different kinds of music. And you can't be that if you're just music by some dude. I used to love to listen to AM radio between the channels and listen to the oldies station, like, you know, like one notch away from it, so you can hear the static and you just barely hear the music. So you don't hear the lyrics that take you out of the feeling of it, and you just hear this melodies and maybe some really distorted beats from the rap station next door, or whatever there is floating around in the air. And it's all held together by static, and that was really, I guess, where my sound came from. Two different guitars, one in each channel, playing totally different songs, but they're held together by a drum in the middle, and the static binds it all together. When I heard Dark Drum for the first time, I thought of the AM radio station that I had been listening to. That's why I liked it, was because it felt like it was between worlds. The idea, I guess, from the beginning was to have each album be more and more like music. So it would start out a little bit mechanical and a little bit noisy, and gradually become more organic and more like a band. So as I've gotten through more albums, I've added more people to it to play with me, more instruments. So that's helped me to avoid doing the same thing. When I'm setting out to make a framework for some long project, I want it to make sense numerically to me. I have my own system where 3 and 6 are related to each other, and 8 is a complete 3, and that helps me direct what kind of music's going to be on each album. If the 3rd album is this way, the 6th album needs to relate to that musically somehow. Maybe no one needs to know that when they listen to the album, but that helps me organize musical ideas. I play a lot of country music at home, a lot of bluegrass. That's what I play when I'm just kind of sitting around thinking. And sometimes I don't bother to stop doing that while I'm playing the electric guitar with the distortion on, and it leads me into different musical territory. I'm not really trained, it's all self-taught, and what I have been taught is in a different style, where my uncles taught me on the acoustic guitar. Playing with that finger-picking style, like Mississippi John Hurt type of stuff. The way I play electric is still kind of based on the way I play acoustic, where you have multiple strings playing alternating rhythms. It's all about different notes resonating. I like to play around with tuning the guitar so that it doesn't make any sense and it's all out of tune, and then finding my own tuning. So when I go to play some pattern that I know, it's going to sound completely different from what I expected. So I can't rely on what I think I know and what I've learned too much, and I kind of discover it as I'm playing. Death Drive started out as conceptually this idea of the leader of the pack, and listening to that a lot, and Dressed in Black, the Shangri-Las. Seeing those two songs as one idea, like the flip side of each other, where the leader of the pack is the girl's in love with the guy and he has this drive to die. That's really the essence of a lot of music, a lot of rock and roll, a lot of the roots of metal. And Dressed in Black, he's a ghost and he's come back. He wants to take her with him, and she wants to follow him. I will follow him wherever he may go. The way she sings it, she's kind of possessing me when I listen to it. At the end, she closes the door and she's talking about how no one will hear her. Basically, it's all about isolation and suicide. People think they know what it is because they've heard it in shopping malls. You think it's representative of an older generation. It's really safe music. Maybe you get a little older and you start seeing that your parents were depraved when they were young too, and in different ways. And that music actually has some really psychologically fucked up stuff going on in it. I wanted to tap into that somehow for myself, and that's what Death Drive started out as, tapping into that. We've been doing this for 5 years now, and over that time it's changed a lot. Its meaning has changed, what it means to me. It's gotten more personal for us over the years. I think that's why I feel more comfortable with doing things like this now. Maybe it took me this long for me to feel like it's strong enough now. It can survive me. Now I think it has its own identity. It changes all the time, but it's all true to me. I think because we put so much into it every day for such a long period, that's how all these stories can be true.